It's 107.9. The River in Chicago is coming to Casper on April 23rd. Look at this who we've got on the phone. You never know who's going to call us right here. This is cool. Jason Schiff is on the phone, bassist and vocals with Chicago. And you know, I got a bone to pick with you because you joined the band right during the, I call it the melancholy era. I'm sorry. But everybody went through that, man. REO went through that, so you know.
Well, you know, it's funny. Hey, listen, I was a big fan and still am of the incredible years of the 70s. And of this band, and I remember listening and winning the records on the radio, Chicago 6,
yep.
Brother 1-6, and so listen, I'm with you. I never thought that I'd be part of the the softer love song era. Although, you know, it's funny, you listen to those ballads now, they're pretty powerful.
No, they actually are. And you know what? They get cooler with time because when they came out and for the first decade or so, it was kind of like, well, what's happening with Chicago? Well, you could say it's the same thing with REO, and you guys are touring with them, so there'll be that thing. But I wanted to ask you, you grew up in San Diego. I grew up in San Diego. We're just chatting about this off the air. Chicago Transit Authority Balboa Stadium show. Now, I'm thinking that was like 72 or 73. I was there, and I'm going to say War was on that same bill. It was a...
I think you're right. I've heard that. Were the Doobie Brothers possibly on it too?
Yeah,
or?
It was a huge... It's when we do those outdoors, back in the day of the outdoor shows, remember? The all-day shows.
Yeah, I've heard so many awesome stories of gigs these guys and festivals they did back in the early 70s, so it kind of all melds together. I mean, it's incredible to hear stories of, when we were, hanging with Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix and the Doors, and it's insane. But I think that gig, I believe you're right, War, and it might have been somebody like Doobies that were on it with him. We could Google it in a second.
Yeah, exactly, because I was looking for some old San Diego sports arena shows, and you can actually go look at different concerts for different bands. So let me ask you this, man. You come into Chicago, Peter leaves. How do you get acclimated to the old songs, all the old classics? Like, does anybody really know what time it is? Make Me Smile. Well, 25 or 6 to 4, you were involved with a remake on that.
Yeah, I think one of the things that was appealing to the guys was when I went and auditioned, we went through 3 songs. I think there were the ballads, maybe Stay the Night. Also, there were current stuff. And then they said, well, I wish we would have had you learn something else. And I said, well, let's try something. They said, have you learned anything? I said, no, but I've heard you so much on the radio. Exactly. It's in my DNA. And they go, you haven't practiced anything? I said, no, but let's do something. They go, well, wow, okay, what do you want to do? I said, how about just you and me? And I said, did you learn it? I said, no, but let's go. And we played it. And of course, you've heard it so much on the radio that basically the answer to the question is that there really wasn't much acclimating to happen, because I share that with Arnel Pineda of Journey, because he replaced with
Steve.
And he's he grew up playing in top 40 bands as I did, and so you learn this stuff, and then you never think one day you're going to really walk on stage with the guys to perform it.
You got some rock and roll in your blood. Tell me about your dad and what your dad did with Elvis.
My dad is one of the greatest bass players that ever walked the planet. He went to Los Angeles in the 60s. Mm-hmm. Basically, my parents split up when I was really young, so a lot of people think, what was it like? I wasn't really around it. But what happened was he went to Los Angeles and got into the session scene and was really, like, I'd say probably the second string Wrecking Crew bass player, past Joe Osborne and Carol Kay. But he played with a lot of those guys, made a lot of great records, and eventually got the gig with Elvis Presley in the TCB band when Elvis put his group back together after the '69 special. He went and handpicked what was considered the best band in town, and so they did that. And then he continued to make records. One that's probably the most incredible is the Doors' L.A. Woman. That's my dad playing bass. So.
No!
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That is so awesome. And
you
can tell that you guys have an awesome love of music in your family, and you're keeping it rolling. And then you did some other stuff, too. I mean, the Back Against the Wall thing, you're doing vocals and bass on Run Like Hell.
Oh, that's so funny you said that. I've had more compliments from all kinds of people, really highly respected peers of mine, that just say, man, You killed that, and it's funny because again, you know, it's just I look at it as honoring the songs. It's great top 40 music. It's like when I used to go to a club and go, let's do Run Like Hell. And it's amazing to get compliments like that from you and my friends. I just thank you, man.
That's wonderful. Let's talk about your show, because I know you're busy and got to get moving on. April 23rd, Event Center here in Casper. You're out on the road. You're going to come visit what we call I call it the New Frontier, you know, Wyoming. You're going to have you're going to have an awesome time here. It's great. And a lot of San Diego people up in here.
You know, I know that, and Southern Californians in general. I got a great friend who's got a place up there, and yeah, it's God's country, you know. So we're coming to town and can't wait. You know, we always love getting up there to Wyoming. Don't get there enough. And we got a great bunch of surprises for you. We're doing a 2-part show, and we do a little breakdown thing in the middle, and we call it an acoustic set, but it's really more like just a stripped down thing. And you know, luckily I'm able to play the song that really became the first big hit that I sang, called "Will You Still Love Me?" And so we're doing that, and also, man, we got an album coming out. We've been working real hard in hotel rooms, little cubicle studios of our own. Lee Loughnane really spearheaded this energy over the last couple of years to just really pull it all together, because several of us have been creative over the years and just a ton of ideas. So it's finally come, man. The record is called Now, and you know, Chicago Now, and I think it's 36.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, and so that's very exciting. That's coming out soon. So you can go to chicagotheband.com, the website, to check it out.
Well, Jason, it's been awesome talking to you. We will see you on the 23rd here at the Event Center. You rock. And I got to catch up with you, man, and we'll tell some San Diego concert stories, like going to catch, you know, I blow people's mind. They go, really? You saw Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Fleetwood Mac, and the Grateful Dead all in one bill? I go, yeah, that's how we used to do shows back in my day.
Well, absolutely. I'll make sure that we get a chance to say hi at that show. And actually what I'll leave you with this thought that, you know, one of the things Shotgun and I, and now you, we look at, you know, what's happened in all of our lives, and we're just, you know, some San Diego boys that all of a sudden look at the places this stuff has taken us to, and it's just amazing. You just kind of wake up one day and say, this is what I always wanted to do. And you guys, the radio guys, are the ones that planted the seed. In fact, I just wanted to be a DJ. I knew I could play music, but I didn't think I was a singer. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, we're going to have to put you on the air, man.
Okay.
We'll have to have you do an air shift here on the river. You'll love it.
Hey, let's see what our schedule is coming in there, because I'm telling you, I'd love to come in and do that.